Hello friends and welcome to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers, or in this case, yet again, we are back with Cross Attacker and Thunder Guardian, back with the Biklonz, and today we are combining the two of them to make Barbarian King. Now, just in case we need a reminder, which we probably don't, but I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? Size comparison time. So, there you can see both of these guys not small. Thunder Guardian particularly not small. He's going to get even bigger. It's like just significantly. Again, not going to show it on camera because just the logistics of it too much for me. I'm sorry, my setup is just not equipped to handle this, but there are videos you can find online if you really want to see it. But to basically break down what's going to happen, the mammoth legs for Thunder Guardian are going to get a little bit bigger. The wings that are the arms are actually going to be pulled back and be wings again. And then the two components of Cross Attacker, the Direwolf and the Saber-Tooth Tiger, are actually each going to become arms for Barbarian King. And then the shield and Mammoth Club will combine to make one big weapon for him. So this is going to be a thing. And there's one thing I want to point out. I've neglected to do this in the original Thunder Guardian video, and I'm just annoyed because I'm just now noticing this. But I got his feet ever so slightly wrong, because the mammoth feet are flipped out. They're supposed to be flipped in, so pardon me while I fix those. Right, so that's how it's supposed to look. I am sorry. Completely missed that. That is my bad. Anyway, let's get these two combined up, and this is gonna be something. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Here we have Barbarian King. And wow on so many levels. First off, going to do size comparison stuff real quick, just get that out of the way. Put Samus over there. There we go. And there you can see. It's just this teeny tiny little thing. Oh, goodness gracious, this guy is incredible. He is not quite as big as Devastator. And I actually do have Devastator to show you. So let me get that set up real quick. Just bear with me a moment, because this is very big. You can see he's not quite as big. He comes up to Devastator's chest, give or take. But that is still really big. That is really, really big. Oh, hush. Okay. Oh, goodness. I have to stand up for some of this. So yeah, Barbarian King. Holy goodness. He is just massive. Now, I will admit there are a few tweaks here and there that may not be to the instructions, because there are just so many ways you can adjust the saber-tooth tiger and dire wolf from cross attacker in order to get the in order to in order to configure the arms. There's just a lot of different ways you can do it. And honestly, I may not even have them on the right sides. I don't know. I don't care. It looks cool this way, but if you wanted to switch them up, you could, because it would just be a matter of rotating them at the bicep and just attaching them on the other side. I prefer this one, and I think this is the official way, because the screw holes for both of these are on the back. But, if you want to do it another way, you can. Other than that, the wings I have organized a little bit differently. I kind of like having the little spikes coming off there to make them look a little bit more like wingy, bat wingy maybe. And then for his weapon, this is actually a little bit different than the way they suggest to do it. They actually want you to attach the cross attacker bits on the underside of the shield, but actually kind of like putting them out in front like that, because it makes it look more like a big axe or polearm or something like that. His posability, he's pretty much a brick like Thunder Guardian. A little bit more posability in the arms, but not much. And that weapon is so heavy, the only reason he's able to hold it is because I've got him holding it in two hands, but it looks freaking cool when he's doing it. Oh, hush. So yeah, you can see kind of how I had him set up there. Let me adjust his arms here real quick. Okay, good. No yelling that time. Now, one interesting thing is, because of the way that Saber-Tooth Tiger versus the Direwolf are set up, you'll notice his elbow is slightly more extended on this side. And that just has to do with the way they transform. Not a huge problem, I don't think. And of course, you can always disconnect here and just bring it down a click to make it a little bit more balanced. But yeah, this is so freaking cool. He is enormous and dense and just so cool. And I love, because of the color you get coming in with the Saber-Tooth Tiger and the Direwolf, you've got a much better color balance overall. You've got the reds and orange for the Saber-Tooth Tiger that match the orange and reds from the bird. The blue and the gray from the mammoth match better the blue and the gray from the Direwolf. It's just a much better overall cohesion of color. And this guy is thick and heavy and just, again, built to last, but also heavy. He's more massive than Devastator. And what I mean by that is he's not bigger than Devastator, obviously. He's not as tall, but he has more mass to him. If I were, I would be afraid to accidentally drop Barbarian King on Devastator because Devastator would break. I would be afraid to drop Devastator on Barbarian King because Devastator would break. This guy is just, he's a brick in a physical sense. You could seriously injure somebody if you hit them with this thing. If he fell off a shelf or something like that, oh, that would not be a good day. But, oh, he's so cool. It's just, and it's so, simple little changes. Just the little booties that come off on the bottom there, which are actually the tops of the mammoth, become the feet. And those actually make him, stand up a little bit more. The helmet that he gets is actually from the bird tail, and it creates this neat kind of Viking look. Actually, let me get the camera up here so you can see a little bit better what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can see he's got this really neat Viking helmet look that just clips on top of the regular helmet, but it clips on in a way that it doesn't look out of place. It fits. It looks like that could just be his head. And then, of course, now you can see a little bit better the wing configuration that I have. Now, you are supposed to tuck the bird head down like you do with Thunder Guardian, like I did in that first video, But if you do that, you can't turn Barbarian King's head because the helmet just butts up against the top of the bird head. So I leave it up so I can turn his head because he just looks that much cooler with that, like, that slightly turned head. And of course you got the enormous arms and just so incredibly cool across the board. And this is all detail that, you know, we've seen before, but just slightly remixed in ways. And it works so incredibly well here. Whoop. Get that relatively recentered. Okay. I adore Barbarian King. This guy is, like, he's not one for posing, but that's okay. He is super dense. And I'm having trouble getting my hands around here. He is super dense. He is heavy. He is bulky, but he's, like, really, really neat. And he's got this really imposing and cool overall shape to him. Like, Thunder Guardian looked cool, but, you know, it was a little bit like he had skinnier arms compared to the thicker legs, and again, like I said in the video before, the blue pants just kind of stood out a little too much to me. And Cross Attacker, very cool, but a little bit on the floppy side. You know, the individual animal modes kind of suffered a little bit because of the transformation, and of course, being kids' toys, not, you know, they weren't paying too much attention to all that articulation, but all of these figures together makes for something absolutely incredible. I am just incredibly happy that I took the time and spent the money, because, yeah, not cheap, but I'm incredibly happy that I spent the time and money getting my hands on this guy because he is fantastic. Just, you know, word of warning, aside from the price, if you want to get your hands on this guy, make sure you have a sturdy shelf to put him on. Because, again, heavy. Very heavy. He's sturdy. He is super sturdy. He actually has very wide feet with some really nice heels that fold out. So he's not, like, he doesn't fall. I'm going to try and poke him a little bit so you can see what I mean. Like he is not going to fall over. Like, see, he is very, very sturdy. But even though he's not likely to fall over, he's still really heavy. He could make a shelf collapse if that shelf isn't strong enough. Like, seriously. If you want to get this guy and you have the money and the space for him and all that, that's great. Just make sure you have a sturdy place to put him. I have him sitting on the top of a cabinet that's like a very sturdy frame. So, yeah. He's not going to break anything, but just be aware. Because, dang. But yeah, he is just very, very cool. I will say, though, one thing I'm noticing just now because of the lights, which I never really noticed before, the paint on the gold around the top of that helmet, not so great. It looks like it could have used a second pass, and it looks like they actually missed a few spots. So that's a shame, but I mean, I've had this guy for months. Sorry, gotta readjust. I've had this guy for months, and I just now noticed that, because, you know, I mean, when you're looking at this, are you really going to focus that hard on that little spot up there? His chest got slightly popped out. Yeah, no, just... Yeah. This is just... Okay. I'm falling all over myself at this point. I'm going to stop. But that has been my look at Biklonz Mega Beasts Barbarian King. And this guy is fantastic. If you get him, if you're deciding you want to look into some of these Young Toys figures like the Hello Carbots and Biklonz and Tobots, whatnot, I will say, if you start with him, he may spoil you for the rest of them, because he is amazing just in terms of build quality and sturdiness and overall look. But yeah, if you're on the fence about this guy, don't be on the fence. He is well worth it. I mean, as long as you're not paying, like, you know, ridiculous double priced sums. Like, I think I ended up getting Thunder Guardian and Cross Attacker for a combo of, I think it was around 250, something like that. It may have even been less than that. It may have been like 180. I honestly don't remember. But regardless, anything in the neighborhood of $300 or less for this guy, I think, well worth it. Because he is great. Very sturdy, very awesome, just fantastic across the board. That has been enough of that, though. So, thank you everybody for watching. That has been my look at Biklonz, Mega Beast, Barbarian King. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three would make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is more than meets the eye.